Hello everybody. I'm kind of shy. Here's me. My name's Justin. It's John D on Facebook. So this is my environment, and I had a great time yesterday. Except for those two kisses that were a little bit bad-faced. These bubbles popping up and this hell breaking loose in your head that just keeps coming back up. There's a never-ending screw that just screws up. Oh shit, nightmare. I danced 3 hours yesterday night to get that kiss out. No, I just said fuck it. Those things, they connect you to dark energy, and once I had one that was a nail on my heart. So whenever I try to look directly at whatever was healthy for me, it would hurt my heart. So my unconscious mind would avoid looking at whatever would hurt. So everything that was good for me hurt. And whatever my responsibilities were hurt. Or somebody would be programmed to wake me up. As soon as you fall asleep, they're programmed. They know when they fall off their chair when you fall asleep. Obviously. No, the neighbor, they get connected. So interconnected. Fait que I chose Quebec Redneck Bluegrass Project for ambient music. I won't be monetizing this video because I don't have author's rights, but I don't really care. So if things work out well, I could probably say a little howdy if I don't get too boring once in a while. I'm tired. I danced all the gigs yesterday, and it's the only way I figured out how to get those energy balls with the spike on them down back to hell instead of up in my head, giving me spasms. And that lady that kissed me, she had a spasm every 5 seconds. Yeah, and she was marrying me. I was getting her habits and everything. I couldn't get her out. I was starting to get the spasms, and then her tattoo hand was like this. My hand was cramping, and the halls were fucking black smoke, magical trance, like sunglasses, and it was dark in the whole day. This woman was with the spasms wanted to get a tattoo, and then you can tell they're screwing with it because they just don't get to the point. They give you salad all the time. They really like to hear themselves speak, and they go roughly around the world and back without even making it to the destination, just to say all these special words that are supposed to do something on you. When you're open, the cabale does the just mi, ma, mo, tu, ti, ka, the sounds, graphens will all have a special effect. Pi, when you're in alphabet. They changed those. All the letters, I tried to clean the tags. I connect to that tunnel with my eyes and try to play other music inside. So all the drug stuff doesn't show, because those are hellholes, the tags, yeah. So I tried to walk around and clean the letters, because the S would crawl up my nose, the E with an accent would crawl up my nose, the W was fucking horny, because in French, A is the enemy of E. He's the bad guy, the big one. They call him Gros. And A is the guy that serves the T and the K. The K and the T, the AK are against the SS. So, anyways, there's the SS sin. All those letters, it comes from the Greek. All this stuff I learned, actually, I kind of got lucky, but I did some psychosis because of the goddamn pills. Every time I'd quit, 5 days afterwards, the hormones would go crazy, and first time I hallucinated stuff. I started hearing voices when I was at the hospital. This woman sat next to me. She was a narcissistic personality disorder person. That's the big problem nowadays, is the narcissists. Well, for me, for a activist, I used to have dreadlocks to I put a shirt over them, and they still tell I had hair. Well, there's some here. See, these are the magic. Where is it? I kept them. There's good energy. That's all locked energy, and you put them in your hands so much. You just rub in an energy, and it's like the one they cut his hair off that lost his powers, Samson. So yeah, this is my environment. I could probably go around. It's pretty modest. I've been having trouble with my head, and I got kicked out. I kicked myself out of one studio because I couldn't stand having the boss in my head all the time and fucking hitting on his goddamn pedal every time I turned my head. I just went. So I kind of started telling stories, and in French we say élucubration fictive. This kind of a clown that appears and he jumps on one leg. He's pretty fun. He's fun to do. Yeah. He's a kind of a psychosociopath, but balanced. Yeah, I did that is drawing. Okay, here's the drawings. I have a sense of humor. I like to laugh. I used to find something funny with almost everything. I'm having trouble seeing what I'm showing you. So this is I'm not used to those fellas. This is real quick. 2 hearts. I had a phobia of hearts because that's fascism. They get close to you with a heart. You put your guard down, and so I put a diamond heart because they like the diamonds. That purple lady always has a diamant. French diamond is diamant. It says the amant is the guy your wife fucks with. And then she's not supposed to, like my ex. So I wasn't really pleased with love. Sorry that if I don't stick to the fuck button too much. See, more drawings. A lot of death and skulls. This one I put beasts. It's a mermaid. The rose is fascism. It's from the Rose Croix and the War of Roses, I think, with the Lancasters in Britain, the War of Roses. This I did just to have fun. It's okay. This is what I picture in my mind. It's all the dough. You know, the Homer Simpson says dough. Well, that's what, because all those leaders that are leading the world were all alpha to start with. They were clairvoyant to begin with, and they kept it secret with the law of secret. The Marilyn Monroe going, that means to shut up about all this. So I might get in really big trouble and get a few more kisses, or they might just come and shoot me. I don't know. They probably get done with it because I'm sick of it all. So this is the energy kind of twisting. It twists, and as closer you get to the universe, whatever you could do with the ball, it just becomes the universe. Then there's another rose with a skull in it because the roses are deadly. Roses stay in your mind. This is wake up. When somebody says wake up, that's on the top of your chest. It's the Holy Grail with the Egyptian cross. When you say Ankh, when you're in alpha or you're relaxed and you say Ankh to yourself, your respiratory center will curl down and kiss the tip of your heart and then twist back down like one of these. So I put the Holy Grail, and then I put 2 persons connecting with snake tongues, and then all these little balls with magical strings, and then people. These are all people. It's the ones with a spike on it. These follow your spine and go through your head, and then this could go all the way to the moon. and you can dig a hole all the way to the center of to the core of the earth and suck what's in there, you know. So, and then they kind of split up and become like dough. So that's the dough joke about Homer Simpson. That stuff's dough, and that makes money. When you rub these balls of energy together, the sexual chakra, if you get close to it and you kiss, and then you just slowly back away, it'll generate light, and it'll give you the tea you want, or the prana you want. So it's kind of quickly done. It was just to give an idea with the philosopher's stone symbol. That was to turn the lead into to gold. Then the number 3, because the devil makes 3. That's the for me 3 means the Trojan horse, because in French Trojan is Troy, is trois. It's so trois in French is the number 3, and 33 is a magic number. Don't wonder why all the goaltenders have 33 written on their shirt. All the numbers have a special number. Because to speak of numbers, if you start at 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way to 19, and then you go 20 into the throat. You can feel it gets cold when you pronounce it, when you're out. So I got a skull, little doodles. I'm not patient enough to color them all because I have to tattoo them afterwards. I don't really do big pieces. I don't like doing big pieces because I always have to go twice over them because I go too fast and I don't put enough color, and I'm not proud of myself and blah blah. I have trouble being proud of myself. And my psychiatrist says I sabotage myself. I think I'm more like a kamikaze, but whatever. So, this is the... I'm pretty confident now. I'm happy. I'm with this big voice all of a sudden. What's this? Oh, that's the sun, the moon, and more. This is a guy with a... I ran out of marker. He has the eyes, the third eye. He has a breather going, because that's when the spiral appeared in my belly, the generator. That's off a Bad Religion song, Generator, off, I think it is the album Generator. It's a generator, then they explain stuff like a rock, like a planet, like the blood on my door. I can't sing that well. I sang when I hitchhiked. There's the trees, they're really, really good listeners, and they don't complain at all, and trees are nice. Trees are people. Okay, so yeah, there's a breather, then there's also special elements. I wanted to talk about it, but I can't see it quite well. There's those strings of dough going. There's, I'll show you another time. I had a phoenix. He wanted fractals, but I didn't draw them because it's computer image. I couldn't figure out how I was supposed to draw a computer image by hand, and I'm not that patient. When it's just repeating the same shape in a parabolic way, no, it's too repetitive. So am I supposed to say huh or hey? I think Canada we say hey, but in Quebec we say calice. Ou ben non, tabarnak. Tabarnak in bird language. There's table in there, and there's arnak. It's the cross of the table. The cross is you can cross and do a hand solo like Hank, or you can cross somebody on the cross, or if somebody crosses you and it jerks you off, that means you got swindled. So that the cross. So that for us in French, the cross is a cross is a cross. And cross, and when we swear, it's all religious words, but that's evil. That taught us to be whatever mantra we say with hate, it just annihilates the whole value of the word, the whole frequency, the whole balance of energy, and the way it impregnates on the writing board in your stomach. if it's set with hate, the cage goes down, it cuts breathing to people, it squares. Tiken Jah Fakoly, when he says you gotta love Africa, you get your rib cage going down 2 inches every time. He's squeezing them down. I don't trust that guy. I had something bothering my left foot the whole fucking show. It was always poking back up with a spike on the head. When there's a spike on the energy ball, it's a little crunchy thing. That's a dickhead. The balls on your spine, when they're in ball shapes, when you dig into it, where you ride in the ball to wrap the ball with a become. When the becomes, it wraps. When it believes, it leaves a string, and it's a conflict. So you have to become, not believe. Become, don't believe. Believing, it gets crushed, and then you start swearing with religious words, because evil is showing you how to condemn your deities, your religion. So they took Al from Allah and Alchemia and Al-Jabri and all that. I was listening to Arabic chants, and those chants actually open up the top chakra. It pierces through the wall they hard. So it's not Islam the problem. We were the terrorists. It was their planet. And those towers, they represent the two individuals you walk between that stand you in the right path towards the sun. The sun bumping between the two parents, or the alpha bumping between two betas. So they're keeping them on the right way. But that was the two towers. When they tore the towers down, we were going back to a pyramidal. That's what I think happened. I think that's what it represented. Those two towers that kept you in the middle, away from the black energy and the death and the demons. They do exist. Somebody's encouraging me, because I keep blowing up. When they do that, and when they're interested, they do that with their hand, because they know that when they do that, they start having problem breathing. So when they like what you're saying, they bring you up, so you end up with the breath all the way up there, That's when they're nice. That's when the crosseur gets the heart out. They love you a lot. It was my best friends, all those fascists. I stayed with a rapper once. He would load me full of pills. There were two of them, and then I got this what's the religious to pray, the ball-bearing necklace. The whole spine, I had to twist and shout about 4 hours. Going and twisting like a hula hoop for hours, trying to work those balls down, and they just pop back up. You miss one, I'll start all over. And it just you go, I'm gonna have to hang myself. I can't live with this. It's awful. I don't. That's a good thing I had mercury. I learned on YouTube. Because that first kiss they gave me was all dressed. It was a nice, really red flashing rose, and she had these spasms, and every 5 seconds she looked at me and they were marrying her to me. We were sticking together. When you touch that sexual energy, you can turn people's head by thinking about it and yanking on the sex. When you touch the sex together, you're clairvoyant. You see what the other thinks when you pull on the chain, or you give a certain note. The frequencies will tell you what he's thinking of, where his energy is focused. So you probably know all that because you've been imitating me, sending me all these pictures. I was fascinated to see how people dealt with so much respect and not laughing at me and being fascinated. I'm so rough with myself. It's 1,000 thank yous. I'm always putting myself down. I don't know why. I'm kind of this guy with a whole lot of character that did theater and music and whatever, arts and sports, and I'd be always first or second in class and all that. So that, I don't know, I just got that alpha state of everybody in your mouth moving whatever, you just budge like this. just at the end, and the sexual energy, I never had that. I had hepatitis once, and they healed me, but I think they took it away from me so I wouldn't flirt because I was sick. I learned that when I was getting a kid that I never saw in my life. So yeah, the law helped out. So yeah, we can go around. See, this is I didn't really clean up. I'm kind of proud. Not that messy, but artists, you gotta. I'll have to see. There's these silicone plugging holes in my head that I can't make it to what I'm supposed to be doing. I have a disturbance, or something keeps me out of my responsibilities, or to think about my daughter. That leads to smoke. If I let go, smoke, right, straight pipe. So I can't think about my daughter. It just gives me, it zaps me with earth or fire around me, and then I stick on my fuck button. I need something. So yeah, I got a big. I don't even use this space. It's a 6.5. We have it's all old doors. I like and not too antique, but whatever. So I'm kind of messy. Things have to be visual. This is my weed. I'm not supposed to show that. Yeah, the blah 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 printers. That's my bills for when I do tattoos. And then I never use this room. I bought a chest for my treasures, a vacuum cleaner. That was a present from my mom because I'm her favorite vacuum cleaner. I'm a lemon and a chicken for her, so that's really nice of her. They're so nice. They treat me like shit with compassion. My family. Always a nose in my shit. Always putting. They'd be the perfect depression manufacturer, keeping on believing I'm trying to make me believe that I'm crazy and that I'm a schizophrenic neighborhood Spider-Man with a spider sense, Oh well. So I got this for my daughter. This room is my daughter's room that I got this apartment for. But before I cleaned it out, just looking into that room, the nail on my heart would stick out, and I just couldn't stand in that room. There's the queue with something poked in it, though that sticks in the substance you like the most, that frequency or whatever hormone you like the most. Well, it blocks it, so you never have 100% of your mixture. You're lacking the favorite one. So you're always dependent your whole life. So you have to be careful not opening your heart to anybody, because they could shove a nail or a hard chromosomes. It's like little X hard. They're really tiny. The banjo finds them. So yeah, my bed's a disaster. I got these to put on it. No, I should have been washing it, but at least it doesn't smell like dirty clothes no more. I am got a bit better at not putting clothes all over the place. So yeah, then there's music. This is Quebec Redneck Bluegrass Project. This guy gave me so much confidence. This guy jumps on stage and he just fucking hammers and nails it. He knows the language, and they helped me out a great deal. I got so many of those hidden balls to come out, and they fixed me right up. They help out. They're a good folk bluegrass band from typic Quebec. Bande de tabarnak. Yeah, so to come back to the swearing, all those swear words, they're a breath. Whatever they don't want you to say, well, if you're stuck with your breath and somebody says it, it's an actual prana breath. 1, 2, or 1, 3, 7, 4, all the numbers. They're playing a code language to keep it secret. And it's a bird language. Look on Wikipedia how it works. There's a context. So the context, well, is to communicate and to establish a dominance over a group of persons using the scapegoat, like fascists, like people that take pictures, they put you in the corner and talk, to say whatever you react to, well, that's deadly, because it's always a blue language coming onto you, and those blue have all the bad mantras and all those tick-attack words that contrain and falsify and kind of get you all stuck and fascistized, in a cage or something. I don't know how to create that. In French, I can come up with the words that are more staccato and katakata, and it kind of cuts through the dough and splits it up all crooked, and the heart, it kind of pokes it weird, and there's some words that hurt the heart. There's instruments that kind of, it's like if you're just scraping up the cello with archet, the bow. I fixed the hole in the mouth too, because they always shoved me back in hell with that thing. So I went down there, and then I I opened the generator up. That was funny when that appeared. What the fuck is that? Yeah, I like the fuck. I used to be really only. So I'm a kind of a child. I'm not very mature. I'm 41. I'm going to be 42 on July 12th. So during the Festival d'été de Québec. And here's the yard. We have here's my pixie land. I saw pixies in the tattoo studio. They're in the drawing on the wall. They appeared in the background. There's pixie faces and all that, and they're flying around in the studio right now. And here's the other pixie. Pixie the chat de Chichewa is a magic cat. Pixie the Chichewa. It's like saying old Maui. It opens the belly up. If you say Justin Power, opens the whole 9 yards. Okay. Say your name and see what it does, what your house looks like. You say it on your chakra, and you say a country name. You say India, and then you let your stomach, it'll position itself like the main emotion of people in India. How much room they have to breathe, what their emotions feels like in their stomach. It's all about emotions, eh? It's a good place to hide energy. Is it an emotion? There's lots of energy in an emotion. Even the sexual one, you rub the sexual fun fuck button that I always get away from. I don't know why. I like that. But it kind of falls on my nerves. It has to be like really intense, because I'm an extreme guy. I need feeling. It has to grind. So I'm always too shy. I don't want to violate any airspace. I kind of try to be polite about it, and I feel intrusive when I share that with somebody. And I've been getting kissed that way. They plug onto that and turn their head the opposite way you're turning yours, and they're looking at you, and you start to get the neck all screwed up, or they fuck with your breathing. They associate a quick movement, and then they grab and then they put you down, and then they hold tight, and you're stuck down. I can't do that. I'm not a blue guy. I don't know how to go down, whatever. Then they hold you down, and you're stuck at a fucking ground zero, middle of the ribcage zone, where they can print your heart out and put all these bad shit words in your head. And so you go to flash when it says shit and dirtbag and all that. That's what happens to me all the time. When I listen, so I don't give a flying fuck about whatever being open tells them, because every single word flashes. I got all the words in my bag. I've always been naked, so I don't give a shit. We swim naked with the hippies. I was too much of a punk to be with rainbows, and I felt kind of awkward. I wasn't awakened spiritually, I was a theist, especially because of the Christianity. I hate dogmas, and I hate gurus that make you believe stuff you can't figure out yourself or feel. The dogma or whatever, that's bullshit. No, I'm Thomas. Thomas, I put the finger in the hole. I want to prove there's nails that went there. So now that's my big I'm kind of stubborn. I need proofs. Although they made me fail my philosophy because I was telling them that democracy was lying on a system that had slaves, and it wasn't a true democracy. But he was pro-democracy. Don't speak against that. The whole session was about democracy. Yeah, but it's not democracy. It's slaves. What's minimum wage? Yeah. So he flunked it twice. That was one of the first time I flunked something. And then I got one big problem is I was a tattoo artist. So it was a family business with my mother. I did the first tattoos, but I was just flash artists. We didn't really learn how to do creations and custom work because we had too many people. We couldn't tattoo everybody, and what they'd ask all the time was simple and little Chinese symbols, and the twirlies with the lis flowers with the stars, and when they all get the same fucking tattoo, it's all fucking fascists. The crowns, whatever's king related, it's in French we say con. Con is the vulgar name for the sexual organs of the female, because we call those girls because they marry you. They bug you like a girl that wants to attract you. So that they marry you, and then you get their habits. So imagine that girl that had those spasms every 5 seconds. I started having spasms. I was going, no, what the fuck? Am I gonna shake like that the rest of my days? Like that didn't really look fun. Like, does it stop when she sleeps? I'm used to seeing that thing rise in the back. Whenever you see something rise back there, bump it back down at ASAP. That's darkness coming up. It's the Kraken. Don't let him up. And whatever tries to make itself up, it's this asshole that's trying to make it to the command center. So don't let them pass the neck. We always lock like that. We lock unconsciously, so it doesn't go up the spine. And it goes up here and down here, third eye. And I think it keeps on going there, but I kind of pull it out and have it sticking up there, and with the two horns of the Mercury. That circle with the horns and the plus at the bottom is a symbol of Mercury. Your energy is melting in your head right now. Mercury. You'll feel the Mercury coming. Oops, somebody's at the door. You want to kill me? I don't know if they want to kill me yet, but... si, j'avais oublié toi. So I'm gonna have to... I'm always wondering if... Because some people showed up with a baseball bat the other day. They hammered me. There was 5 guys. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me, except that I'm a marginal, but somebody's really after me. So I think they want to close the shop because I'm independent. I have a private tattoo studio. Ça sera pas long, je vais juste le montrer studio là. This is my torture room. The poster I did. Now this is where the pixies were. There was one here. There was one in that shape, and then one here. This is the flower is another creature. When you go back, you see faces appear that are not actually drawn. So I figure it's something that looks like one of those creatures sees. Is like some sort of critter like that. I know I have a squirrel. When I say squirrel, this little thing in my stomach starts poking through the wall in the stomach and grabbing prana, the cold prana, and yanking it back into the community. And it's a squirrel. You just say a flying squirrel, and it starts poking and working the bottom down. Yeah, the squirrel. That's my nickname for when I used to deal. Used to sell weed. I didn't sell chemicals. I don't propagate poison. So I have to leave you because I have to tattoo. So I hope I didn't make I always make a fool of myself anyways. But yeah, you probably can tell I don't give a flying fuck. Or a flying saucer either. Because we say soucoupe volante is when you're du cuckoo. But people just don't understand. They're close. So I'll come back with another video later on today. I have nothing to do. I have a really mellow lifestyle. I can do lots of picking up and cleaning up. and food.